Wait a minute. What music is that? It's the Irish music. Hey, guys, welcome to the Gig Economy Podcast. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I thought I'd change it up. Jesper's face was priceless. He was like, what the hell?
Like, what? Do we start with a technical? That was good job, Jason.
This is the real one. So, hey, guys, welcome to the Gig Economy Podcast. Thank you so much for joining us. Megan, I know you could hear. What could you hear? We weren't saying anything. I mean, what are you doing? Tonight we have Mike from Mike Delivers.
Be nice to Megan.
I am being nice to her. She said, we know you can hear you, right? Like, were we breathing heavy into the microphone or what? This studio is sponsored by Irvines Auto Repair and Grand Rapids Hybrid. We can't thank them enough for supporting the show. And Megan is one of the employees. I don't know. I hate saying that she's the employee. Like, she's the owner's daughter and works there. I don't know.
She's part of the membership, the leadership team there, Jason.
The leadership team. That's what you say. Okay. As you're listening to this podcast, can you please? We'll introduce Mike in a little bit, but if you can retweet the show, you can share the show on YouTube, all those things. Anything for the Gig Economy Podcast, you want to go to gigeconomy-podcast.com. Also, in the description, there's a Linktree link. What's a Linktree link? If you click on that, it has everything like our YouTube channel, our Twitter, all that other stuff, those kind of things. Everything the podcast related, you can get to that. And Jesper, do you want to tell us about a special date?
A special date? I don't know. My anniversary isn't coming up anytime soon. Is that what you're talking about?
No, I'm not. I'm not talking about
No, you're talking about the third yearly annual whatever park picnic. Thank you. See, I cannot.
No more beers for you.
Well, you kind of just throw these things at me. It's crazy. So the third annual picnic in the park, which is on a special date this year, it is on 9/11 actually. And it's the same location as last year, so it is in Riverside Park. And if you were signed up for our newsletter, you will get it there. But it's also going to be posted later this week on our website as well. So we'll have all the stats about that. But basically, it is one of the big parts here in Grand Rapids. And if you're not currently in Grand Rapids, but you want to come, go ahead and schedule a hotel room and come on in for the event. It'll be lots of fun. Lots of free food. Hopefully, some just good opportunity to get to know other people in the rideshare, not rideshare, in the gig economy.
Yeah, Mike already booked his plane ticket, so no, I'm just kidding.
My guys,
that's awesome, Mike.
Two tickets. I did it in like 20 seconds.
Wow!
So I'll see you guys there. I'm really smart with apps and equipment. Like unbelievable job by me. See you there.
We knew that, Mike. We knew that.
Yes, that's why we had you on. A couple of things. If you want any merch from the Gig Economy Podcast, again, go to the website, click on the merch button. It's all kinds of t-shirts, or you can get a comforter. You can get a throw pillow with our logo on it. Maybe Jesper, maybe we need to do like cartoon headshots and we can upload that too.
Yeah, maybe.
That would be fun. Also, thank you to our Patreon members, Keith from Georgia, Janet from New Zealand, Larry from Bowling Green, Samson from GR, and Ron G from San Francisco. Also, real quick, the Telegram group, we're looking for new members in that. If you click on the link in the description, we all talk gig work. Okay, it's been a little light on gig work because of the pandemic, but it is a fun community. If you're ever bored driving or delivering food or whatever, and you want to join with a bunch of like-minded people that do the same thing, click on that link and download the app. And then, of course, Rideshare Rodeo. Him and I are kind of friends in the podcast business. You can check him out. He's got great interviews. His name is Steve. He's out of Denver, Colorado. If you look up Rideshare Rodeo Podcast in any of your podcasting apps, you will find it there. And finally, Mike from Mike Delivers Podcast. Mike and I think got introduced from a guy on Twitter that really loves you. DoorDasher, what's his name?
Well, I don't know either right now, and he does like both of our shows. So good job by me starting off with I don't remember. Yeah, I'm not sure, but yeah, he's an awesome guy. I know he follows. I sent him a DM saying thank you, so I feel bad now in a sense. But yeah, he introduced us. He got us connected. He said, "I like your podcast, Mike. I like your podcast," and then boom, synergy brought us together.
Yep, and Mike has been on. Not this main one, but we did an interview with him, and then I've been on his show. I think that's it, right? Just one each. This is the
That's
third.
it. One
Okay.
and one. This is number 3. This is number 3. Then 1-1-1. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I tell you, if you are, especially if you're a delivery driver, because Mike currently only delivers for one app.
Uber Eats. That's it. Yeah.
Damn it, Mike. And then that bonus is huge. And then there's so if you do deliver just food, I mean, if you're a rideshare driver, you're gonna get a kick out of it too. But you will listen to Mike's stories and be like, dude, like I've literally been in that position probably today. And I'm super pissed at it as well. So check him out. Mike Delivers podcast. As I said that right?
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. Yeah, I just give my stories from the road as an Uber Eats driver. I'm in northern New Jersey in Essex County. So talk about all the crazy crap I see on the road, talk about all the people I interact with, all the frustration and the anxiety and the energy that you get at restaurants when someone says it'll be 4 minutes and you know that means it's going to be 17 minutes, all of that stuff. And then I like to interview different celebrities and friends and talk about their experiences with food delivery. And my wife and I as well, we'll get the food delivered to us and then we'll review the experience. So we kind of put it all together full circle, put it with that and all things Uber Eats. So it's fun.
By the way, I saw that BK chicken sandwich. What the hell, dude? That thing looks so gross. That lettuce.
Yeah, it was, the funny thing about that sandwich is it's disgusting and it's terrible, but I loved it at the same time. And I think people like some of these chicken sandwiches because there's a nostalgia feeling to it. So my wife and I wanted to review because like the big craze now is the chicken sandwiches.
Yeah.
So we've been trying all of them where we did last month. And the BK one was disgusting, but part of me really enjoyed it. It's hard to explain. I don't like mayonnaise. I think mayonnaise is the most disgusting, vile thing on earth. So I got it without the mayonnaise. So when you look at the photo and you see it on my Twitter page, it looks pathetic, to be fair. Does. I mean, the chicken looks pathetic. It's got like little lettuce leaves like flying in the air. It doesn't look good. So that's true.
I was more worried about the lettuce. I'm like, this is bad. Question: have you had all the chicken sandwiches at Wendy's? Are you guys? I know you hate Wendy's, right? Is that somebody else?
I like Wendy's to eat it. I don't like Wendy's to pick up from it. Okay, based on the way, at least here in New Jersey, when you get there, the order's not ready. But I enjoy a spicy chicken sandwich. When I was a youngster, I liked it. Yeah, it was good stuff.
Yeah, I'm addicted to the Sago Ranch chicken sandwich. I always order it spicy, no tomato with a strawberry lemonade. And it's got like this probably mayonnaise mixed ranch on it. And then it's got bacon. Oh, dude. And lettuce.
That just seems so weird.
Why? That he doesn't like mayonnaise?
Strawberry lemonade. What's up with that?
It's so good. Mike, have you had their strawberry lemonade?
I have not had their strawberry lemonade. What makes it so good?
I don't know.
The sugar?
Probably.
The lemons,
yeah,
all of it together. Is it really strawberry-y or is it really lemonade-y?
I would say strawberry-y. That's
okay.
Like
I'm digging that. I'm digging that.
So, Mike, next time you get an order for Wendy's and you can't not take it, right? Then you should go ahead and put it and kind of talk about it on Facebook and kind of talk, tag their profile and see if you can get a little bit of kind of badness from their profile, because they are really known. Wendy's is known for just harping at everybody who talks about it.
They're brutal on Twitter.
They really are nasty. They'll go after
Twitter,
people. Who did they go after? And they had somebody that they burned really well. I can't remember the top of my, but it was like there was some sports reference they did. I can't remember exactly, but they do go after people. That would be an honor. I mean, I'd love that. If Wendy's and their X million amount of people went after me and they were like, hey, you, Mike Delivers, get better at delivering food or whatever they want to say to me. I love that. Bring it on, Wendy's. Let's go. Bring the heat. Bring the heat. Let's do it.
So you have officially been encouraged to do that, Mike. Come on.
All right.
I'm ready for it. I'm like, Wendy's, bring the heat. Let's have some fun. Let's go.
So Megan commented in the chat and said, do you guys know that she can't rent a minivan for spring break because of gig work? I wonder what that means.
I was wondering about that too, what that meant. So give us a little bit more details there, Megan.
I don't know if she's still online, but she said it a couple minutes ago, but we'll let her respond as we move forward. So what we typically do on the show is we do some stories from the last podcast. I definitely do have some stories, but Mike seems to I actually feel kind of guilty when I come to the podcast and I don't have stories because I probably work more hours than you. I don't know if I'm not looking for them or I need to write them down or whatever, but I don't have the stories like you do. But here are my lame stories compared to Mike's that I see. Okay. Two things happened. I delivered to the same house on two different apps at the same time. So I had Uber Eats running and DoorDash, and I get an order for Starbucks. And then I'm like driving to that. And then I get an order for McDonald's right across the street. So at that time, I didn't know it was the same house. And so I pick one up, I pick the other, and then I actually run two phones. Wow. So I hit navigate for them, and they both had the exact directions. And so I'm like, oh, they must be like neighbors. So I'm driving along, and then it's the same house. That's amazing. And then one said hand to the customer, and one said take a picture. And I'm like, okay, what do I do here? Well, she happened to open the door, and I got such a kick out of it, and she looked like I was high. Basically, Starbucks for the parents, McDonald's for the kids.
What was the tip like? Were they consistent with the tip on both, or was one like a great tip and then the other one was like, well, this person sucks, but this person's awesome? So it was consistent.
No, because I don't take shitty orders with bad tips.
True.
On. So
that's a fair point.
I mean, unless I've noticed with DoorDash, if they start stacking them, I never take the stacks anymore because every single time the stacked order is a shitty order and there's barely no tip on it, but it makes it look interesting. They're right for 1 more mile, earn $3 more. And it doesn't sound like 1 more mile, $3, but sometimes it's a different restaurant. Like it's not the same restaurant. So it might be across the street. So you're actually doing more work. So I've been declining those stacks, except on Uber. I mean, Uber doesn't cheat you the base pay. So Uber stacks are okay. But yep, the tips were similar. I mean, I thought it was hilarious, and she kind of looked at me like maybe she was hungover. I don't know, but it was early in the morning.
I love that. I mean, to me, as somebody that's interested in telling stories from the road, if that happened to me, I mean, it would be the highlight of my week. That's amazing. Yeah. The same house, two different. I've never had that happen. I've never had something like that. The only thing I can think of that was similar. The thing that jogged my mind that I thought was kind of similar was I picked up an Uber Eats order, and it was at a Chinese restaurant, and I drove it to somebody at their house, and it was leave it at the door. And when I got to the door, there was another food order that was waiting, which I've seen a bunch of times. I guess if one person wants this for dinner and the other person wants that for dinner. But then I got there, and the other person also ordered Chinese from a different restaurant. So I was fascinated that there was like in my head, I'm like, there's a battle going on in this house where they were fighting. Like, I want to get from Chinese restaurant A. I want to get from Chinese restaurant B. And they're like, well, you know what? We're just going to go our separate routes because I think this place is better. I think that place is better. I was fascinated by that they would get Chinese food at the same night, at the same time, two different restaurants. I thought that was incredible.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you talk about first world problems when you're seriously over, you know what I mean? Or like I'm getting my Starbucks and the kids are going to McDonald's. Like, how great do we have in America that you have the money to do that? You tip on both of them. I don't know. It's fascinating. Yeah, that's the first time it's happened, and I don't
probably the only time it'll happen.
Probably. I mean, what is? And again, it was a Saturday or Sunday morning, and I know people are going to hate me for this, but I find those mornings profitable in my area. I do very well because there's not as many people out. I don't do the late night. I do the early mornings. So yeah. Christina asked, do people really do that, two phones?
We have, I know of several drivers in our market who does two phones. Definitely.
I think when I just did rideshare and I just had Uber and Lyft, one phone was probably okay. It's two apps, but literally I have 4 or 5 apps running at the same time.
Oh my God.
I know it sounds bad, but sometimes I get overwhelmed and I have to turn one of them off. So having two phones gives me the opportunity to kind of break that up a little bit. So I'm not on one phone all the time. So yeah, I use an Android phone for DoorDash and Amazon Flex. And then I use my regular personal phone for like Uber Eats and rideshare, but I don't do rideshare right now.
Personal phone being your iPhone.
Yeah, my iPhone. Yeah. Yes, to your chagrin, I am actually enjoying the Android phone. I like the overlays and that kind of stuff. So as much as I love my iPhone, I have enjoyed now it is a Google Pixel phone. It's not some Samsung.
Well, and that's the thing too, right? I mean, Pixel is meant to be just that, standalone. That's
standalone.
There's not a bunch of additional software on top of it, bloatware to just make it worse. And so I find too that the Pixels work better. I've had Samsungs in the past too, and I like my Pixels. They work a ton better.
And I know Mike's got an iPhone.
Well, I have an iPhone, so I'm curious, like how you are going back and forth between two different style of phones. Like for me, because I've only had an iPhone for so long, if I'm like, swiping, and then with this, you don't swipe, you do something differently, that would kind of freak me out and get me nervous that you have the ability, that's a true skill, to go from a Droid or whatever that the other one was to an iPhone. I mean, that to me, beyond that you're managing 7 apps at the same time with with a blindfold on, how the fact that you're able to switch between those two phones is very impressive.
I appreciate the compliment. Thankfully, Android has started to mimic a little bit of the iPhone stuff.
It's really the other way around, but okay.
Well, okay. Well, Android is notorious for a back button. Well, I don't have that on my Android phone. I swipe up just like I do an iPhone, so it hasn't been as troublesome. But you would love the overlay. Like the overlay is sweet, and what I mean by that is you can have different stuff on different apps and see it at the same time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's pretty nice, but it also can get a little hairy-carry. So, yes, I do use 2 phones. I actually recommend it. This phone I have is through Xfinity Mobile. It's by the gig, and I'm going back to work on Monday, and my gig work's going to go way down. So I'll just use my iPhone and turn that one off. So then I don't pay for service for 6 months, and I'll fire it back up in the fall. So.
You have this organized, man. That's good for you. That's cool. I know. I'm not. That's the problem.
No, you're getting there. You're getting there. So why don't you tell me about your story? I'm interested as I read what it could be.
All right. Well, this week I picked up food and I delivered it to somebody. That's really boring, but I'll spice up the story a little bit. There's more to that. And on the instructions, it said, that's it. This is the kind of content you get on my podcast. I delivered food, dropped it off. It was a great time. But unbelievable, and they tipped $3. Incredible stuff. But what happened was they had a note and it said, "Ring the doorbell, wait for me, come meet me at the door, hand off the food." So I rang the doorbell, and it was like 2 minutes later, and I'm like, "All right, it's been 2 minutes. What's going on here?" And just as I'm like, "Should I call him? Should I ring the doorbell again?" Just as I'm about to ring the doorbell, he opens the door, and there he is, and his pants are unbuttoned, fly down, and kind of opened up. But they're, when you have your pants on, I won't show you, but you have your pants on, but they're up. Yeah. But they're open.
Up. Like your hips are holding them up, but they're just like open. Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, what now? I'm like, okay. So there's so many options to what was going on in that house. I mean, I know for me personally, when my pants are like that, there's like 4 different things that are a possibility. So now I'm like, what was he doing? Was it something, that's like a lot of fun that you can do? Something that's, or was it something where like you weren't feeling well? Or was he going to the bathroom? It's like, and he was like, "Oh, I got to go get that food. I couldn't take another 6 seconds to put up my pants." I'm like, well, I don't know. Did he wash his hands because his pants are like that? So I just have so many questions that I want answered. I didn't ask him because I felt uncomfortable about that. But that's basically where I stood with that. And I just want closure on why the guy didn't, complete the deal with the pants.
Yeah, what did he think you were going to take the food with you? I mean,
I'm like, just you could hang out for another 20 seconds, zip that bad boy up, put the belt in the buckle. We called it a day. It was a really good order. It was like 14 minutes to make $11. It was like quick, snappy. I was going to hang out for a little bit. I was fine with it. But I just
was hoping for that,
Yeah. And now I'm like, well, I want what happened? What happened?
An opportunity.
Yeah.
So that was.
You could have gotten a better tip there, Mike.
Oh man,
you gotta read the. The situations.
Yeah, I don't know if I was in the mood for that tip, to be honest. I had a lot more deliveries to take care of that day, and the podcast is Mike Delivers, but we're not going that far, unfortunately.
He only delivers food, not tips.
Right, not me, not me.
You.
Not literally me.
It's just interesting. I think. So I sent a referral to DoorDash for Mike. He hasn't started it yet.
Right.
You're going to find the platform a little challenging. Once you get used to it, I think you'll be okay with it. But one thing that I found that is frustrating with DoorDash is so like Uber is like what So what do you do on Uber, which I've never had it happen? Now, remember, Uber's probably third on my list as far as activity for me.
Okay.
What do you do when someone's not there and you're supposed to hand it to them? Is there a timer or something?
Yeah,
like
there's a timer. Once you give them a call and they don't respond, an 8-minute clock starts, and it's like 7:59, 7:58. So in theory, you have to wait those 8 minutes. Yeah, it's 8 minutes. But I honestly, that it rarely happens where it gets down. I've only had it happen one time where it went down to 0. Every other time, people are usually there. I mean, I got to be honest, but yeah, that's what happens. And obviously with the pandemic, there's been a lot more contactless delivery. So for the majority of my deliveries, I'm just interacting with cement and just putting it on the ground and making sure that the food is not angled in front of the door, so when they open it, they can actually pick it up. So that's really it. I'm not getting that far, but the clock will start, and one time it got to 0, just one time.
Okay, so DoorDash is a 5-minute, and I've never had it with Uber. I don't even mess around with it anymore. I don't even wait. I just said hand to customer. I know that's not right, but I'm not waiting around for 5 minutes. It seems like an eternity. Like when you're hustling, it's just like, I can't wait 5 minutes. I'm sorry you're taking a shit or whatever you're doing, or got your pants down to your ankles. I am not waiting for you. And then you get the obligatory hand to customer, and then the notes it says put on front porch. Right. So that DoorDash, I bet half of mine say that. So it's super frustrating. But yeah. Well,
I feel you on those.
Interesting story.
Yeah, well, that was that one stuck out to me. The guy with his, but I guess I'll just close it off with this. He seemed like there was nothing wrong with it. Like he was just interacting like, okay, thank you so much. And I'm like, no, you don't. That doesn't, like, if my pants are down and someone's at the door, I'm hiding stuff. I'm not interacting with somebody like, thank you for giving me the mail today. I appreciate it. So that was kind of odd too. Strange.
That's so funny. All right, before we jump into gig economy news, we want to talk about Irvines Auto Repair in Grand Rapids Hybrid. They are located on Stafford off of 44th Street, just east of 131. You can schedule online, irvines.com. or call them at 532-6600. My goal is not to have it be my car in there between now and the fall. That's my goal. I got like 4 days left.
Not gonna happen.
Shush your mouth. But they have amazing Google reviews. I need to update that picture because I think it's a 4.8 now with almost 300 reviews. They're amazing. They're the best in the area. They also are hiring. So if you are an ASE certified tech and don't want to work weekends, give them a call. Oh, great. Megan's still on. She's gonna so there's a podcaster called Eric Zane, and they are a big sponsor, Irvines is, of his podcast. And then I poached him, and then Zane always says that I just basically say what he says, which I do because I listen to his podcast all the time. Anyways, no one cares about that. Nope. Call Irvines at 532-6600 or irvines.com. Jesper, did you call yet?
I did not, because I just haven't yet. I'm still trying to figure out if I want to spend that money on that stupid car or not.
Well, if you're going to use it to deliver, I mean, that thing's going to fall apart on your second delivery.
Well, then at least I get 2 deliveries out of it.
So. There's a two hell of deliveries right there.
Yeah, they better be great.
I gotta figure something out. I know. Whether I want to put any more money into that black car or just let it die, it's one of those. I got to figure it out.
Eddie, quit spamming Mike's Patreon on here. What the hell?
Did Eddie hop on?
Can you see the comments, Mike?
No, I can't see the comments.
You should be able to see the comments. So up in the far right corner, it should say comments.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, they're not coming in. Maybe I have to log in. Would that be?
Uh-oh. Nope.
Oh, he left. Well, he'll be back, guys. He'll be back. Technical did you kick him? Maybe, I don't know.
Back. I tried to go in the comment section and I screwed it up. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm here. I can't see the comments.
Eddie,
what's Eddie saying?
Eddie says everyone joined patreon.com/Mike Delivers Pod. Of course.
Eddie, you can say it, but then you have to say ours 3 times now. That's how it is.
Oh, that's so
Eddie's
funny.
Eddie's a good fan, good friend of the Mike Delivers podcast.
I love it.
Thank you, Eddie. You're a good guy. Shout out to Eddie Gonzalez.
We're all hustling, so that's awesome.
That's all right. We're all hustling. All right. First up, this is kind of funny. This is a picture out of Detroit, the Reddit group. Well, actually, I think it wasn't the Reddit group in Detroit, but it says instructions. I know this is DoorDash. It says, hand it to me. Can you come to the side door? I owe the weed man money next door. And he was going to see I'm getting food. I just told him I was FW up. I don't know what that means.
I do. No, I have no idea.
Basically, it sounds like he was just broke, and that's
Right.
what he wanted to do. So,
but he wanted money.
But he wanted. That's funny. Like
He wanted food. Yeah.
Yeah.
What a 2021 story in a pandemic with like food delivery, when like your big concerns right now are getting high because whatever's going on sucks, but you want to get your food and at the same time you can't. I mean, talk about a dilemma in your life. Like, holy crap, thinking about that.
Know.
Like, I need my weed, but I also need my my BK chicken sandwich without the mayonnaise on it with little pieces of lettuce. That guy's got a lot to deal with right there.
He does. How dry was that sandwich, by the way? With no man, you didn't put any kind of like.
No, I just think mayonnaise is useless. I think it has no flavor. I think it's slimy. I think it's disgusting.
Did you at least put like what's it called?
Ketchup?
Yeah, man. No, I was thinking of
mustard.
Miracle Whip.
Yeah. Miracle Whip. No, Miracle Whip. That's nasty stuff.
No, it's not.
Miracle Whip is nasty.
It goes great on a BK sandwich, Jason. You gotta try it. You've never had Miracle Whip on your Burger King?
Oh,
what are you guys doing?
I've had Miracle Whip, but it's nasty. I like mayo. Mayo is the thing.
Yeah, no, was it dry? Yeah, it was really dry, and that's something that I'll admit. Like, I don't put mayonnaise on these things, so every time I'm like, this is dry and it could use something, and my wife will be like, yeah, dipshit, that's why they put the mayonnaise on there.
Yeah,
you're right.
I will say though, Burger King, I don't go there often, but they do heavy mayonnaise thing. It's pretty like
all their stuff.
Mayonnaise. Yeah. Eddie says you don't like eggs either, huh?
Yeah, I don't like eggs.
All your secrets out, Mike.
Eddie, what else you got, boy?
Well, this is my fault. This is on you guys because I did a nice little tweet there, and then he's like, now Eddie's all in. But yeah, I don't like eggs. I don't like mayonnaise. I'm picky about cheeses. This is coming across like I'm a terrible eater, but I really, and I mean this, and I'll defend myself here. I've pride myself on eating pretty much anything. Like, if you give me food, I will try it. I will eat it. I love all sorts of cuisines. I'm all over the map with things I'll eat. There's just a couple of things I'm really, really picky about. The most in particular are eggs. They really skeeze me out. I can't do eggs. They really creep me out. Like Guy Fieri of Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives doesn't like eggs. I think there's people that are like anti-eggs. I think it's a thing.
How about fried liver? Come on, you like that?
Right? I would try it. I don't know if I haven't had it maybe in a while, but I would eat it. Like that I'd be more scared to go in front of a plate of scrambled eggs than I would to have like, here's a nice fried liver sandwich with a couple of onions on top. That would really skeeze me out.
Yeah, fried liver is delicious, but I'm not sure I would want it in a sandwich. I don't know.
All right, let's see it. Let's have some fried liver. Let's do it as a community right here.
Hey, on cold on a piece of rye bread, that's delicious.
All right, let's do it.
I like the only eggs I like is scrambled. When they're runny or anything like that, it's nasty.
Okay, see, all right, here we go. Anti-eggs. I'm telling you that, like,
no.
I just don't. The hard boiled egg. I'm like, people go to a restaurant and they get the devil's egg. I'm like, you're going to a restaurant and you're spending $9 to $11 on this when there's other things on a menu. I'm like, there's fried calamari on the menu. You've got some buffalo wings on the menu, and you're gonna go get this an egg that's split open and it looks like it's sprouted out hair. What the hell's wrong with people?
It's running down your burger all gooey.
Yeah, people. That's the whole thing. Like, you pop it and it runs all over your burger. That's such sophisticated BS. Give me a break. It runs on your burger. I don't want to hear it.
I probably only eat 3 to 4 eggs a day. Not that bad.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
All right.
How do you like your eggs? All right, I'll stop. We'll stop with the L.
Anyway, I like them. But anyways, are you gonna play the next one?
Were you gonna describe it, or are we just gonna play it?
We're gonna play it, right?
You always do
that. But you don't put them in there. So this is
what's the point of? What is the point of me having you present if you're just gonna you're gonna play it?
Well, at least put something out there. So this is a TikTok, and it is a recipient of a delivery, and she has a few things to say.
I had a gift card from DoorDash from my birthday from this summer that I hadn't used. So I was like, ooh, today is the perfect day to use it because I would really like to eat my feelings. Today can suck it. So I ordered some food, and the DoorDash guy hands me my food and then says, restroom? And I said, I'm sorry. He had a mask on. I couldn't really hear him. And he goes, can I use your restroom? And I said, no, you cannot. And he looked at me like, how dare I? And I was like, single female. Today would absolutely be the day that I get murdered by some stranger. So no, you're a dude. Go pee in the bushes. And if you think you're going to come into my house and have diarrhea, you have another thing coming. I'd rather get murdered first.
I thought it was funny when I saw
That's
it.
awesome.
I mean, she's got a good point.
But here's the thing, though. To the delivery drivers, he didn't know she was single. How she know
and beautiful?
Right.
Well, he might have known that.
I
mean,
think he noticed that. Yeah, that's always the struggle out in the road, right? Is going to the bathroom. And I guess with, even with the pandemic, it's a little, I mean, there's very few restaurants. I guess Chick-fil-A doesn't let you use the bathrooms. You now have to pick the food up in their lobby, but they have everything blocked off. Like, it's just like a little entryway. I would say most
Johnny's. Come on, what's the big deal?
Well, I mean, yeah, but when you're going into restaurants, it's very convenient if you have to go to the bathroom.
Well, sure. Just do it before you pick up the food.
Yes,
that is a serious issue. I mean, I can tell you in this area, at least in New Jersey, and it's opened up a bit, but there was a point where everything was closed. I mean, and I mean, there were times where it was like, this is a problem. Like not I can hold it in. I mean, this is a problem. I'm 37 and I'm an adult, so I'm pretty good at like holding in my urine and understanding that going in your pants is wrong, inappropriate, and would look bad and probably wouldn't help me on my deliveries and would feel uncomfortable. So there was one time I had to pull over and I had to go behind a dumpster. I was like, there's just nothing. It's either this is better than the other alternative. I had to do it. We still have a lot of restaurants like McDonald's is a no-go. I personally would never ask anybody to go in their house. I rather just go in my pants than have the embarrassment of asking like somebody, hey, can I use your bag? I'm so socially awkward. I would have no interest in that. That gives me,
what
gives
Jason
me so much fear.
Right?
What's that?
You know what Jason does, right? He has a bottle in his car.
Do you do that? I respect that. That's that lemonade you were talking about from Wendy's, right?
Yes, I am a savage. Everyone, it's the joke of the Telegram group. It's the joke of this podcast. I have worked in a field where I'm in a truck for my lawn care job. I'm always never near a bathroom. I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, you got to go. And thankfully, God blessed me with a tool that I'm able to do that. And it'd suck if you were a woman. But yes, I do have a bottle. I do.
What happens to the bottle?
Oh, that's a funny joke, too.
And I have more lines of questioning, so get ready for it.
Gabe just said it. There's part of it. So the bottle is like right in my door. And so I pee in it and I just put it in the door. And one time, so there's a car wash brand. I don't know if you have it in New Jersey. It's called Mr. Car Wash.
I don't think so.
But anyways, they have a little detail thing where you can pay a little extra each month on top of your car wash plan, and you drive up and they like wipe everything down real quick, vacuum your mats or whatever.
Right.
Well, one time I had my bottle in the door and the guy took it out and threw it away. And they gave me such a hard time because they're like, that guy touched your pee bottle. You are a savage. Oh my gosh. I'm glad Gabe brought that up. So if I do go there again, I actually hide it in I have a trunk space. I have an SUV, which really doesn't have a trunk, but it has some hiding spaces in the back where I hide my drugs and stuff.
Right.
That's where I put the bottle if I take it to the car wash. But
how many ounces?
Oh God, I can't believe anyone asked that. I don't know, 12 ounces. It's a vitamin water bottle.
Is that I've never peed in a bottle. So I'm like, is that one sitting? What would that fill up?
Oh, that's 2.
That's 2. Oh, so you could get 2 sittings in that.
It's 2, and if the second one is really full, you are flirting death right there. I'm just throwing that out.
Mike, I am impressed by the level of detail that you need about this story.
Oh, Mike's great.
I'm fascinated by this. No, that's really, really interesting. So that must get scary though when you're on like the second go and you're looking at the bottle and you're looking down. You're at the same time you're managing 2 different apps because you're running 4 things and you're peeing in a bottle.
5
So
apps.
you got your 3 hands working here. That's pretty crazy, man.
Yeah. And I will always, my car has tinted windows on the driver's side and the passenger side. Like the back, it's tinted all the way around. I will have that forever. My next car, if it doesn't have a tint, I'll be like, I'm taking it right to the tint shop. I'm like, tint these windows up.
Yeah, I pee in my car. I need help. Tint the windows.
Yeah, and
Megan,
get a
now
big.
You know what to do next time you get Jason's car in. Get rid of the bottle first.
Get rid of the bottle. Man.
Now I have to get rid of the bottle before I bring it in. I'm not going to lie. I've left it in there before when I've been you a shot. All right, moving on. I'm cutting this out on Monday. This isn't staying in here.
I'm putting it back in. No,
oh, that's funny. I like your questions, though. I appreciate that.
You got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is another one of those videos of this is what you don't do when you deliver food. We'll play that real quick. So for the audio listeners, guy walks up. There's a camera, leans against the door. It looks like a McDonald's bag. I swear it looks like a hash brown he eats this. Watch this, guys. Tell me if you think that's right. Or he's pulling it out of the bag.
Oh, yeah. That's a hash brown. Yep.
Or something. It was something maybe skinnier than a hash brown.
No, it's a McDonald's hash brown.
Is it? All right.
It's like there's a Zapruder film.
Yeah, it's so odd. Like, so he's down.
It's only 10 days old.
Yeah, it's not that old. Oh, and look at this
McDonald's. Yeah.
How you know who that guy is? I mean, holy cow, that's the perfect screenshot there. But yeah, I honestly don't understand why people insist on doing this. Everyone has a camera. Right. Everyone.
And why do it in front of the house when you get there? You had the whole delivery to eat the food. You're going to do it now? I wonder if he just gets off on that. Like it's his thing. Like it's his calling card. Ooh, let me see if I can risk it. Let me eat this hash brown in front of the door. Because you had the whole drive, whatever that was, where it was just him and his pee bottle to hang out. So I'm surprised why he didn't, sorry. But seriously, just him hanging in the car was going on.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I think he gets off in it. We had a video once where a guy had like a pint of ice cream. He was rubbing it on his crotch right in front of the camera before he delivered it. Like
that's not true.
Seconds before the customer.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm like, what are we doing? I mean, it's
that's
even
weird,
obvious that people have cameras. I mean, not that I look for them, but
we've seen videos of delivery drivers resealing packages after they're done taking it.
Right. Yeah. Right. If you've got the stapler in your car, you're serious.
Or they go to the terms of having the actual tape from the restaurant and figure out how to get a roll of that so they can tape it with the right tape. Like, what the heck is wrong with people?
It's got to just be people getting high off that it's their move to do because it's disgusting.
Yeah. I got nervous today because I was putting a straw in I don't know if it was McDonald's. I think maybe it was Panera, and they seal their bags too. And I broke the seal a little bit. I'm like, oh, great. This guy's going to think I did something inside of his bag.
Right.
By the way, did anyone notice if you're on DoorDash, Panera fired all their delivery drivers and is now only using DoorDash, and it's a shit show.
Wait, say that again. They used to do local deliveries. What you mean?
Yes. Like they had their own delivery drivers.
Yep.
So they fired them all. And these managers, I've talked to every one of them in the area because I do DoorDash, and they're just so pissed. They're struggling.
Panera is one of the places that, at least for us in our area, you don't have to show your code to somebody. You just pick it up and sign it out.
I don't even know what show your code means. Oh, you mean
hey, I'm so and so with Uber Eats. Here's my, I'm X2759er. The name's Seth. This one, they're just like, there's the food on a bench or on a table. Right. Take it, sign it out that you took it, and go. I mean, so anybody listening in the northern New Jersey area, if you want Panera bread for free, you could just do it. It's crazy.
Well, most of our restaurants around here, like the not Carrabba's, let's see, Noodles and Company or Qdoba, there is no sign out. You walk up and just look for your name and you grab it.
I can't believe that I like the idea of efficiency and getting people, their food fast, but I'm being tongue in cheek with this. you
course.
have to have some level of, you make sure that the right person's getting the food. Because me, as somebody that uses Uber Eats that has it delivered to my house, I want to make sure that I get my food. I don't want somebody to steal it. It's crazy.
Yeah, I notice every once in a while, like Tropical Smoothie will have their bench. They have this cubby thing. They'll have it turned. They're like, oh, someone got popped. Someone stole. So for like a week or less, they do that, and then they get sick of it, and they move it back, and then they start putting them back in there. But yeah, every once in a while, I think someone does steal food, and I mean, I can't believe people do that. I know it's the world. I get it. There's a lot of dirtbags, but I would never steal somebody's food. Like,
No.
Why would you do that? But no one ever asks. I go into Qdoba, they don't even bat an eye. I grab the name and I move on out, and no one says a thing. But
it's crazy.
All right, what do we got next? Ooh, this nasty one.
Yeah, this is a fun video as well, where there is it's three riders in an Uber car. I think it's Uber anyways, and there's a fight happening. So Jason,
you may have.
Oops, that did not work well.
You should play it, not just.
I know. I hit the wrong ass. I hit the right. Shut up. I hate you.
You may have seen the latest upsetting video of yet another Asian American being attacked. Over the weekend, an Asian Uber driver was coughed on by a woman who even ripped off his mask.
It was all-out war in an Uber over a mask. 3 women are hassling the driver because he says one of them refused to wear a mask. Watch as she does the unthinkable, coughing on the driver. Then the irate woman grabs his phone and rips off his mask.
You don't touch my property.
The driver says he even drove them to a gas station so she could buy a mask when they first got into his vehicle.
I never said anything bad to them. I never cursed.
So, who is the woman in question? We've learned she has dozens of modeling pictures on Instagram. Today, she is apparently admitting her outrageous behavior.
All I did was take his mask off and cough a little bit, but I ain't even have corona.
That's all I did.
I have nothing on me.
She claims the driver was trying to force them out of the car. Police are investigating the incident.
In a statement, Uber called the behavior in the video appalling, adding that the woman no longer has access to their app, and Lyft has banned her too.
So first of all, Asian, that guy was not Asian. Am I wrong here? That I don't understand that.
He was. Yeah, I would have. First of all, when I heard it, what's the point of pointing out that he was Asian? Who cares?
I think there's some there's Asian Americans are getting attacked recently, and I think, but I agree. Why point it out? It was just some asshole passenger.
But you're right. He wasn't Asian,
right?
Or at least I don't think so.
Hawaiian than anything. But anyways, right. That lady's a bitch. Like Eddie said.
Is India Asian? I know. Maybe
that's a good question, because then I think then that is correct.
But Eddie, again, you have put us in our place. Thank you, Eddie. Thank you so much.
Eddie, any more promos you want to drop in there?
But I mean, all I could hear in my head was when I heard like, "Do not touch my radio." That's what I kept hearing.
So that's a joke. I was very, very strict with passengers. I didn't let them touch my radio. I don't have an aux cord.
Sorry.
Don't touch me. Don't touch anything.
As they shouldn't. I mean, that's it's your car. It's your property. Right. It's your. I mean, if they politely want to ask, hey, can you turn the music? I don't know, whatever. But normal human actions,
right? That's the difference, right? You either treat other people's property with respect, or you don't. And this lady had absolutely no respect for the driver. None of them had any respect for the driver at all, right? I mean, to them. He was just doing a feeble service for them. I mean, that's all it was. And that was the disrespect from the get-go, probably since they got in the car, is my guess.
Yeah, it just seemed as if, that she wanted to pick a fight was kind of the vibe I got, and she was looking for something to get after him. And you got to respect these times, and if you got to wear your mask, you got to wear your mask. And when she said he even drove to try to help her get one, and then they have the VO in the middle there where she's explaining herself, and she's like, I may have coughed a little. It's like, well, there's a video camera that shows you.
Do you know this thing?
What are you doing?
Right.
It doesn't make you sound better. I may have coughed a little. It's there is no level of coughing.
Well,
right.
And
especially now.
Her little comment about, I don't even have coronas.
Well, thanks.
Right.
What was interesting is that I
so
think
sweet.
Yeah, the driver was rolling with it until she grabbed his phone.
That's enough.
As soon as you could see his eye, like even right before she did that, he was kind of laughing at them being shitty to him. He's like, whatever. He just can't wait to get him out.
Right.
And then as soon as she grabbed his property, like I surprised he didn't smack her in the face, to be honest with you.
See, I've only done the food delivery, so I'm confident. I know that if I'm picking up a pizza, it's not going to like jump out of the box and slap me in the face. Like I'm pretty good there. I'm going to be fine. Is this stuff that happens a lot? Not to this extreme level, but just
it would happen.
Rude
it would
people.
Happen. Yeah.
Oh, on a bar night from 9 to 2 before coronavirus.
Right. Pre-pandemic too.
Pre-pandemic, you would have at least 1 or 2 people that would give you attitude about something.
But most people didn't get bad though.
They never got violent.
No. But I mean, we've had a couple. That was one time I had a party trying to steal a ride. And I had to throw them out of my car, and it could have gone bad. Because this was all I have an XL, and so it was 6 young guys, and 2 of them was just it would have gone bad if they would have started being physical. They would have beaten my ass. There's no doubt. But no, they would have.
No, absolutely. I know what you mean, but that's the way he said it.
But he when I threw them out, he kicked my door so bad. I still today can't believe that they didn't leave a mark. It was crazy.
You definitely have to have a pretty thick skin when you're driving late night.
I bet.
And I don't, so that's why I get in conversations with people. I've picked people up, and I'm not kidding you. I've driven 0.3 of a mile, and I already know is the problem. I stop and I kick them out. I'm like, I'm canceling the ride. I'm not going to charge you. Just get out of my car.
Yeah.
Like,
and their reactions are just like
they're not happy about it. But it's always just one asshole in the car. And no offense, it's mostly a woman, and I don't know what it is. I don't know. It's mostly women, and it's usually one, and the rest of them are like, Judas Priest, like, what are you doing? Now we got to get another Uber. But the one that's the problem is usually just screaming at me. But I'm just like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to deal with that crap.
I don't understand why people can't be nice. It's just such a simple, and I have bad days, but I don't think I would ever get to the point where I'm just like slapping someone in the face or yelling at someone to get to that level of disrespect and anger. Please, I'm trying to make a couple bucks. I'm not here to be the bad guy. Don't get mad at me if your day was shitty.
Right. Well, but that's exactly it. You said it yourself. You're out here to make a couple of bucks, right? You're out hustling. To them, what you're doing is nothing, right? That's the thing. You're just doing a measly service. Your service to them is less than the person bringing them their food at the restaurant.
Right.
Interesting. Honestly, that's what you have to look at it that way, because that's the same reason why absolutely nobody will tip us. Or these are the same people who don't tip.
Interesting.
Right? I mean, yeah. But luckily, and the reason why I started out so much, and I still love it today, is like 1 out of 100 that's that way. Most other people are respectful and nice, and they appreciate you taking them home, and want to do the right thing. Don't take the car. All those things, right? And so that's why I like it, because then you get a good talk out of it. You get to, and they might be drunk, and it makes it more fun. And maybe they're young people, maybe they're old people. I don't know, whatever they are. You always end up having a good time, unless they are disrespectful. And as Jason says, he just throw them out. Most times, I would just stick it out and take them home, because that's the person I am. But whereas he would throw them out, like, you're done, out of my car.
Well, I think it's interesting when you were just saying like the way they view the driver, and I'll be like candid. When I was signing up for Uber Eats at first, I was like, I'm not doing Uber Eats. I'm not doing that. Like, this is beneath me. But shame on me, because, and I mean this, I love it. I love doing it. And like anything else, there's going to be moments where you're stressed and you're angry and you're upset. But I now am like, I like doing this more than anything I've ever done. It's for me, I like having the control. I like having the options. I like having my space and time, and it's relaxing and it's fun. So I when you said that, it kind of just jogged in my head, and shame on me if I thought that way. This has totally obviously changed it. Now I'm proud. And I like, obviously I have a podcast, so I enjoy sharing stories of things that happen because I think it's so awesome and cool. So, I thought that story kind of resonated with me.
No, awesome. No,
I love your attitude around that. And it should be that way. But one thing that was Jesper, one of his points was saying that no one ever tips when you take riders. Like it sounds strange, but I always comment on how, like, I got your body, your human being from point A to point B. And you didn't tip, but I brought you your chili dog and you give me a $10 tip. And it's like,
that's just that's just the mentality that needs to change, because it should not be that way. But that's just the whole food service idea. Like, I'm gonna go order a pizza, the guy's gonna bring me a pizza, here's a couple of singles I have in my pocket. That's kind of just been the way of things. But you're right. I mean, in a lot of ways, no, this is fact. Me delivering you a pizza, and if I don't get the pizza there, it's annoying. You're hungry. But if you were, driving a human being and something were to happen, way more serious and way more valuable than the food that you're transferring. So if you think about it like that, like, I'm taking you, I'm keeping you safe, I'm driving you, I'm doing the best job of looking out for everything. If it's just me and I get in an accident, for example, your food's screwed. But you're okay. You're just hungry.
Maybe not.
You're not in the hospital.
Not. The food might not be screwed. You might still be able to deliver it. I mean,
that's true. I'm limping in there. Here's your food. Take care of it.
And you still only give you $1.
Well, hey, it's better than getting nothing, getting stiff.
I had one time, Mike, where somebody took the time to give me a 1 cent tip, like 1 cent.
Me too.
And the thing is, that takes real effort, because they have to click other. And they have to click in $0.0. You have to actually do that. It's not just a percentage or nothing. They had to actually make that choice to give me a 1 cent. So that was like a slap in the face.
Totally. Right? I had a 1 cent tip also one time. But my thought was maybe it was an accident and he was trying to do more. I don't know.
A 1 cent tip on Uber, you have to click other and then tip something else. That's like a slap in your face.
That really is. That's like that's sick stuff. Like, here's a penny.
I know.
Here's one penny.
Yeah, I don't understand people. All right.
Yeah.
Moving on. This is a short one. I'm gonna boost the audio so you guys don't talk, but this is interesting. What this guy found at a hotel. And I'll try to talk about it after it's done. I don't want to talk during it. So
I'm over here doing DoorDash, right? And I have a delivery, as you can see, Cheesecake Factory. But I hear something calling from the room.
So if you couldn't hear, basically he was somebody was getting it on when he did the delivery. And Mike, this is a perfect opportunity to talk about your hotel story.
Well, I just love, first of all, he didn't show what the food was, right?
He did.
What's that?
He did. Miss that? Cheesecake Factory.
Oh, he did say that. I apologize. Sorry. I was so, you know what happened? I was so interested in listening to what was going on behind the door. I think I tuned in out for a split second. But I have said this on my podcast, and I believe this. Whenever I get a delivery that's going to a hotel room, it's annoying because, then you got to go in there, go to the elevator, go up the floor, walk down the hall, and time is money. So that's true. I can't argue that. It takes time. But I love delivering to somebody at a hotel room because, to me, it's like you're getting to go to their bedroom door. Like if you were doing a delivery as an Uber Eats driver and they said, come to the house, I'm at 17, Love Lane. But when you come in, the door is unlocked, open the door, go up the stairs, make a left, second door on the right. That's where I'm waiting for the food. That's basically what you're getting. You get to go to their bedroom. So to me, that's the ultimate intimacy of delivery driver customer relationship. Now, this was the ultimate example. I've never gotten this lucky where I've gotten to see two people making love. I mean, that's tremendous. But I've seen people in their underwear. I've seen people come out at post-sex. So to me, I think it's so exciting when you get to go to a hotel room. You don't know what you're going to see. I've had people ask me for cigarettes at hotel rooms. I'm telling you, it's like the wild, wild west when you get in there. So if you're a delivery driver and you listen to this and maybe you had a mentality beforehand like, hey, it sucks, I have to go to a hotel room. Change the way you think. You might see something you've never seen before. I like to say delivering for Uber Eats is kind of like baseball. It's really boring. There's a lot of boring moments. It's just like it's the same thing over and over again. But then there's those moments where you're like, I've never seen that before, and I've been watching baseball my whole life. That's what it is like as an Uber Eats driver. It's the same thing. And when you get to a hotel room, I mean, the fun possibilities are endless. So take advantage of it. I love that story. Kudos to that. I'm so jealous of that delivery driver. You got to experience that. Like I saw that video with the production in your pre-production meetings. You were sending all the notes. I saw that and went, my God, why has that never happened to me? I was legit jealous.
I'm actually quite impressed that he recorded. I'd be so nervous to record that and they'd walk out or something. Like, oh man, but yeah, I've never encountered anything that exciting. But everyone loves to hear other people having sex. I don't know what it is. It's like it's not a creeper thing. It's just like, man, you get it.
No, absolutely. I mean, it's like, I would say like I don't watch golf, and then I'm like, oh, I want to, I wish I was golfing. But you hear sex, you're like, all right. That's something I wish I was doing right now.
100%. Awesome. All right. We have a new sponsor on the show. It is called Womply. Basically, they're the third party to help you obtain the PPP loan. So what is the PPP loan? I have no idea, but Womply is going to help you do it. No. Basically, it's for a lot of self-employed workers. You can qualify. It says up to $41,666 and 100% forgivable loans. I have not applied for this. I'm not sure that I will, but you do have the opportunity. If you've been hurt during the pandemic, you can apply for this loan, and a lot of them can be forgivable, and you won't have to pay anything back. Now, that's not quoted for me. You definitely need to, look at the terms, but I mean, if you've been in a pinch during this pandemic, this is a perfect opportunity to dig yourself out. The money is there. The money is there to use, and Womply can help you apply and walk you through the step. If you go to the link in the chat, that's our link. That'll get you to the right place. And we appreciate them supporting the Gig Economy podcast.
And just real quick, one more reason for why you want to use Womply is that when you apply for the PPP, which is the Paycheck Protection Program, Womply will make sure that you stay within the rules, so you don't have to pay it back. So that you want to have that protection, so you really follow the program 100%. And that's what they will do for you.
Yeah, they just make everything easier. It's like having an accountant to do your taxes. It's just kind of like, the IRS is calling, bro. Here, take care of this. As long as you're honest with your accountant. Like if you lied to your accountant, he's gonna be like, sorry, bro. But anyways, Jesper, you're up.
I'm up. Am I not following along?
Yeah, we're gonna talk about Uber and Lyft finally.
Oh yeah. So that is correct. So basically, I was thinking about that a little bit earlier when they were saying that we would showing the story about the 3 female riders behind the car. They were ending that interview saying that she was no longer able to use the platform, and she actually said that was the case for both Uber and Lyft. And that made me think of this article here, which is now that Uber and Lyft to finally share names of drivers deactivated over sexual assault and other serious incidents. So what they're doing is, and whether or not they've actually done this longer or not, who knows, right? But I think there's been times where I think that they may have been sharing that information anyways. But what they're doing now is they're using, according to this article, they're using a service called HireRight, which is a third-party service. And they're using that to share information, not about the drivers, not about the people, the gig workers, but about the people receiving the service. And I think that's pretty awesome. So that obviously also drivers, but also riders, that if there is any riders that are users of the service that has been what's it called, like
charged with a crime.
Exactly, right. Of doing something stupid or that kind of stuff, then they'll be able to share that, and they'll be able to get kicked off both the platforms at the same time. And obviously, you can think of other platforms doing the same things as well. If there's other than in the future, if there's other platforms than Lyft and Uber, you have this higher right. You can go if you have a bad profile on a higher right. Well, guess what? There might be an opportunity. You might get approved for any services in the future for gig economy, which I actually think is really cool. So the article says I'm trying to find my tab here again. Sorry again. They basically said here Uber and Lyft have largely operated in silos when it comes to deactivating drivers over the most severe reports of safety incidents. Now, in this case here, they do say drivers, but obviously it can be used for both drivers and riders.
It can be, but are they? That's what the topic's been on Twitter is about. They should be swapping passenger ones too.
Exactly. No, absolutely. But I think that the article kind of insinuates maybe that at the end of the day they do. But right now they do talk about the drivers. So basically, the most severe reports of safety incidents potentially allowing bad actors to hop from one platform to the other. Now, the companies say that they are ready to change that, announcing the creation of an industry-sharing safety program Thursday to relay information about drivers and delivery people deactivated from their platforms over the most serious safety incidents. These incidents will include sexual assaults, which range from non-consensual kissing of a non-sexual body part to rape, and physical assaults resulting in fatalities. And then they go on to talking about how they want to use this service called Higher Right and that kind of stuff. Some of the numbers that they're mentioning in this article, I feel is super low. But who knows? I mean, they say, in the many, many years that Uber has been working, they only have had Uber's report revealed that it had received 464 reports of rape on its platform, which I think seems
well, it's what's
pretty
the definition
low
of that, and we're not going to get into that. But also, that's reported. How much goes unreported? That's just like everything,
right?
And that's correct. And then they have among almost 6,000 reports of sexual assault in 17 and 18 alone.
Yeah.
So that's just kind of any kind of sexual report. It says Uber said it was committed to finding a way to share the names of drivers who has been banned from our platform for the most serious safety incidents with our ride-sharing peers. And so that's where they're going to be using a Higher Right, which I looked it up on the website. I looked up their website, and it almost looks like it's also a platform to use for background checks. So I'm wondering if that's what they're doing is they're actually switching to utilizing Higher Right for background checks, as opposed to what was the old Checker? So they used to use Checker, Checkr.
Yeah, I mean the bottom line is that it's good for business. It's safer for drivers and passengers. Well, not drivers; they're the problem, but. I would like to see them do it with passengers. It's going to be a little bit harder because that's their bread and butter, right? I mean, I guess we are too. We're out there driving, but there's always been a joke of a passenger around here that switches to platforms, changes name, changes phone number, and all that. And he's able to use it even though he's a piece of shit.
Right. I think it would be very beneficial if the recipient of the service was also jacked.
Yeah, for sure. But that all costs money too.
Yeah, but you can make that easy. You can just a quick and easy check.
Even if it's $10 a person, that's a lot of riders on the platform that they would have to pay for.
No, absolutely. But what if it's a flat fee service and all you have to do is you have to make sure you stay off that platform? I mean, it doesn't have to be as big as a background check as they're doing for the drivers, right?
Yeah.
It could just be a blip. Maybe they just check your, I don't know, probably not your social security number, but some kind of other identifying information against the list.
How about a blood prick when you get in, and then before you ride, you have to get that analyzed like an antigen test?
Hey, I had that in Denmark before they let me into the country. Okay.
Yeah, I know. All right, let's move on. I don't know what.
You didn't like that, huh?
Yeah, I don't know what this TikTok is about. I forget. What did I write? Oh, driver. Okay. So this guy actually, I feel like it's kind of a setup, but this guy quits his gig job like right in front of a customer while he's delivering the food. I don't know. What do you think, Mike? You watched it. Do you think it's a setup?
Way to put him on the spot,
I don't.
Jason.
I don't.
Let's play it.
Yeah, let's see the video.
Let's play it. All right.
Hey, how you doing? Not too much. We got a bit of an issue here. Yeah, this wasn't worth my time whatsoever. Yeah, I'm making $7 to drive through. I just drove through to get there. You know, I know what these rideshare companies charge and what they do. At that point, I appreciate a definite positive review, considering what I just went through. If not, whatever gratuity is involved on the note on that, of getting some effort for what's being delivered tonight is what I'm getting at. Other than that, I don't care about this driving service for any of these people. It wasn't with my hazards to even come out here for this meal. So at this point, if you guys like to cancel, I got myself a nice deal that I have. If you're where I'm coming from, whatsoever, you expect this door-to-door delivery, and like every person I deliver to, no matter what their stature, no matter what neighborhood they live in, 0 tips, 0 gratuity. I don't know what I see from your end to my end. I don't know what I believe, but I've driven for Lyft, Uber, Eats. I'm not yelling at you, sir. I haven't raised my voice. I'm just telling you, like, look at it out right now. It was super fucking sketchy to get here. I almost crashed it 3 times. Okay? Exactly. So I hear what you're saying. I love the smirk on your face. Hey, great accent lighting. I'm a landscaper. Your house is gorgeous. You did a very nice night. 0 stars. You can report me, whatever. I quit the job, and I'm just going to keep it for the next night.
And then he drives away. Now I don't know.
It didn't look like a setup, man. It didn't.
It's, you know, it started out like it sounded like, it didn't look like a setup. No, it didn't. But the conversation kind of led me to believe that it might be. But then towards the end, I don't think it was. I think that guy actually quit right on the spot.
Yeah, see this, my cynical mind's like, this maybe is his little move that he uses so he can like try to get some free food at the end of each night. I'm quitting, and then he drives off and he loses. Like maybe he looks at it like, all right, this meal cost. I would have gotten paid I would have gotten paid $7. So what I'll do is I'll quit for tonight, take the dinner, leave. I've just paid my family's meal because this actual food costs $54. Then come back the next day, and he's able to get a free meal out of it. But seriously speaking, I think that was real. I don't think he really quit, though. I think he was just so furious and angry in the moment that's what he said to the guy, took the food, pissed off. And now I don't know what happens after. I'm sure he got, if this is real, got reported like, hey, just want you to know, guys gave me the business, split off my food. But that's what I kind of think happened.
Yeah, I would definitely, if I was the customer, I would send the video to whatever app he was using to do that. But
yeah.
I mean, he's going to get fired. I mean, if I don't understand, like, what I would at least left the food. Like, food is really not that big of a deal, but maybe he was making a statement saying, like,
it was about the statement.
Take the food, because that would have been, I may have like read him the riot act, but I would have still gave him his food. Like, I mean, I don't know.
And I know from delivering food, and Jason, you can speak of the moments where you're like so frustrated with the other person and you're angry and you're upset. But you gotta, at some point, you just have to, like, you can't do that. Whatever that was, you can't do it. You have to just, I at least bite my lip, hand off the food, and move on. But there are times where there's things in my head where you're like, it's like, I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna say that, I'm gonna say that. Right. But you got to be smart about, if they did something wrong, or like, for example, you talk about the people that went in your car and were like real jerks. But if this person is just like not tipping, that's part of the game.
Well, you're the dumbass that took the order. I mean, if
bingo.
If there's no tip on it, I mean, if you're just trying to break one off on this guy, you're the one that took the order. I never would have took the order in the first place.
And we talked about that 100 times, right? It's gig economy is about being smart with your time. It's about knowing the right thing to do, and it's also about taking. Sometimes you're just out there for you do it, and you make it up in the long run.
So are people taking bad orders? I mean, I guess my point, I can speak from the Uber end of things. I'm like, okay, I know that if I play just another minute to 2 minutes, something like, why would I, in my right mind, spend 25 minutes to make $3? Like, are people legit saying, yeah, let's do it? I don't. Is that a thing?
Well, the joke is like on DoorDash is this guy's a top dasher. They try to like make you feel important if your acceptance rate is 100 and you're all this stuff. So of course, if you want to keep all those numbers up, you're going to take those $3 orders, which is the dumbest thing you can do. But yeah, people do take that, because why are people still not tipping? That's what I don't understand. You know, the movement that's going on right now is called decline now. Decline all those low orders. Don't take those. And hopefully in turn, people will realize they're getting their food an hour and a half later because no one's tipping.
So is that this is interesting. So is that what's happening? It's if everybody's declining, then it just the pay rate goes up because DoorDash has to get the food out the door.
Yeah, and it doesn't go up by a ton. See, that's the thing. It'll go up
boom,
like
boom,
35 cents each time, or maybe a quarter or 50 cents every like 90 seconds to 180 seconds. I'm speculating. I'm guessing.
No, I got you.
There. But at each person that declines, but then by the time you figure it out, I mean, once you get up to $7-8, it's probably been sitting there for an hour.
That's so funny you say that, because there'll be times I typically take orders that have tips, but I'll get tricked every so often and it won't have a tip. And I'm like, that food must have been sitting at that Subway for an hour and a half. It had to have been, because it finally got up to a rate based on my calculation in my brain that I'll take. I'm like, that food, how many people passed it over until it finally got to me? That's the answer to that. This stuff, this kind of like inside baseball on this part of things is fascinating to me. Like, I'd love to be able to talk to somebody from Uber, from DoorDash, and like pick their brain on all of this. So interesting.
Well, it's funny.
First of all, they're never going to tell you the secret, right?
No, of course not. I get that.
But as Jason just said, and this is what the people, again, on the other hand, the people receiving the service has to learn, that if you're willing to tip $3, $4, $5, you're going to get food that are fresher, hotter, faster.
Right.
That's just what it is.
Yeah. The last podcast we talked about it. It's like a bid. You're bidding for these drivers to come pick your food up. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm going to throw a bid out of like $5. And one driver's like, that's not good enough for me. But then another driver might be like, all right, I'll take that bid and I'll go do it. I actually had late food today, and not my fault. I have a certain criteria that I go by. DoorDash had some peak pay today, so it hit my criteria, and I was looking at the times on it, and the only reason I got it is because the peak pay was there, and it kind of tricked me, right? Because they don't say it's this plus $3. It just shows up, and I'm like, oh my God, this food has been sitting here for 45 minutes. I'm like, I feel so bad because they think I'm the asshole that hasn't, I've been out, peeing in a bottle and in the bushes and I'm not delivering their food, but I'm like, I just got this order. I don't dick around. Like, when I get an order, I go right there. Like, there's no screwing around.
So would you say then, like, if the bigger the bigger the tip, and I'm sure that's not an exact answer, and it varies in a lot of ways, but if you saw like the worst possible delivery, that food would be easier to get than if you saw one that had a higher tip, because you're like first to it and it's probably fresher. Is there like kind of like a line you think that works with that?
Well, yeah, I'm always impressed when I deliver food and I pull it out of my bag and it's still steaming. I'm like, this is how you deliver food. This customer knows, hey, I want my food here now. And once start people figuring that, I mean, it's not trying to be mean to the customer, but I'm like, sir, like, I'm sorry you paid all these fees. Like, this is the reality of the platform.
Yes.
You need to tip or you're going to get cold food. And it's like, it's frustrating. I get it. When I've gotten cold food before, and for whatever reason, I tip just fine, and it just didn't happen right. And it sucks. It's like, especially like if it's wings or something, it's just like, it's just not the same.
And I'll always say, if I know people are like, I'm not going to tip, I'm paying all these fees. I mean, if you're paying $46 for this food and instead it would have been 51, and that, like, then don't do it at all. Then don't go out and get the delivery. If everybody's in a different financial position, if the 46 to 51 is that big of a deal for you, you shouldn't have been making that order to begin with. Like that's my mindset on it. Tip and you get your food faster. Don't complain about it. Or, like, you've already spent $50, throw a couple extra dollars out there. At this point, it's worth it for you. Don't take it out on the driver.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. Go to the grocery store, spend $20 on food and do that instead. Yeah.
I get it though. I mean, I'm a good tipper, but I do get it when I add up on those platforms. I'm like, holy shit. If I would just go to this freaking do it myself, I would save $30.
Crazy.
but
It
people
is.
are lazy, including me. So,
including me.
Exactly. Let's see. Let's see. What one did we do? What one are we missing?
We need number 8.
Okay. What one is that? Hold on.
That's another
God, this is
TikTok.
great. Sorry. Yeah, we're gonna skip my Amazon article because we're running a little late on time. But yeah, we definitely need to play this. It's not food related, but you will.
This is another TikTok. Let's just take it.
Funny.
It'll be good. Oh yeah.
Oh damn it! I did it again.
You're good at
Britney
that,
Spears.
Driver the other day. I wanted to give you a quick little follow-up since you gave me 1 out of 5 stars. You know, I let you plug your aux cord in and play 3/4 of a Three Doors Down album. I let you run my heat in my car in the middle of July with a heat index of 96 degrees outside. And the other passenger you brought, I'm pretty sure you stole the bulk-sized case of 5 gum in the back of my car. So all things considered, what the f*** is your problem? Like, were you born this way or did you get raised to be a dumb because I'm convinced it was inevitable and it was going to happen. In the review section, you wrote, not enough, not enough. Not enough what? Not enough 5 gum? What could there possibly not be enough of? I'll tell you what I think there isn't enough of. Stars in my rating and brain cells in your skull. I'm going to register a business in your name just so I can talk it on Yelp. You will never ride in a Prius like mine ever again. I hope you're happy. Hey there, Stacy. This is.
Oh man!
Wow, wild.
That's what everyone wants to say. I want to think it's Leo from Detroit because he drives a Prius, but no,
I mean, unfortunately, it could never happen, right? Because we don't know who gives us the rating.
No,
but I would love to do it, man. I would.
Yeah, it would be great.
You guys should set up like a hotline for yourselves that you can use and just vent and just pretend who that person is and just record them and just let it out and just release that moment and that frustration.
Well, that's what the Telegram group is, and then our awesome moderator.
But it's not public, but yeah,
that's true. He saves all those audios when we're ranting, and then he plays them back on a Monday recap.
That's awesome.
Like, this is what happened with Jason over the weekend, and some of the things that come out of my mouth, I'm like, man, I was very frustrated at that point.
Right. A week later, listening back, ooh, that was me.
Mike, that was just the best. When you're out driving at night, I mean, there was times when you're driving by yourself, it gets so lonely, right? But when you have that Telegram group, and you can just touch in with people and you can talk with people and you touch base with other people who are at the same time, it just completely changed it for me. It was night and day because all of a sudden you had this community behind you. Right. We had several people out driving at the same time. We're chit-chatting in between rides, right? And it's just lots of fun. And then then you have that it's that way of getting rid of the frustration in the middle. Exactly. And that was many a time where you're like, just, oh my, you just really want to yell bad things and you do, right?
Yeah, Mike, I definitely think you should start a Telegram group or WhatsApp or whatever in your area. I think you'd really get a kick out of it. Just advertise it as a delivery driver app, and I bet you'd get a bunch of people on there.
I'm gonna annoy you later.
Oh,
you're gonna help me do that.
You cannot annoy me. You cannot annoy me at all.
No, that's a cool idea, and I think that's fun too because I've talked about you get frustrated, but for the most part, out of all the thousands of deliveries I've done, if I were to think back and say like what frustrated me, I couldn't even tell you. I mean, it's just more of like overall moments and experience. That's why it's like in the moment, unless there's something really nasty going on with like the customer. Jason, you talked about kicking people out or like the videos we saw. For the most part, it's just the nuances of the bullshit that happens of the food you're waiting for. The person didn't understand how the app worked. I got into a fight not a fight, but somebody today was telling me, I said, hey, I'm picking up for Seth. And they told me there's no Seth at the restaurant. I'm like, I'm at the restaurant. It says Seth. And he then proceeded to say, oh, I thought he thought I don't remember now, but the code at the bottom spelled out a name. He thought that was the person. So that's where we were going back and forth. And I was like, it's Seth. And he goes, no, it's Irene. I'm like, it's not Irene. It's IRENE on the code. And that's where they couldn't find the food. True story. I tweeted it out. It wasn't Irene. It was something else. I tweeted it out, but I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "It was like who's on first?" Talking back and forth. I'm like, "It's Seth. It says Seth. It's not the code."
How frustrating. Yeah. So, what do you do all day? You love to talk. Are you not talking to anyone all day?
I do a bunch of different podcasts all over the place. I did three Mike delivers a week. I do two basketball podcasts that I do on the side also, and then editing podcasts all day for my company, which I love. So
no, but when you're driving around,
sorry,
you just not talk to anybody.
I call my wife. And I call my wife, I call my dad, and then I have like a rotation of the three.
I bet he talks to Eddie. I think he talks to Eddie.
Yeah, I think call Eddie, man.
BFF.
Yeah, no, Eddie. I can't see the comments from Eddie, but I'm kind of scared.
Eddie says there's one idea. What's your name? What's the name today? One idea.
Well, that was what. Thank you. Like my hype man coming in here.
Yeah,
Mike delivers is great.
Yeah, I don't know why you can't see the comments, but anyways, yeah, no, I totally get the frustration, but I that what Jesper brought up the Telegram group. It's just nice to be like,
no, it's cool.
Literally yell the word F as loud as you can, and then you're just like, okay, I'm good. Let's go.
Right. No, I'm gonna totally do that. Yeah,
I think you should. I think you could build a pretty good community there. So
cool. Yeah. I'm looking for that. Sounds fun. I'm excited about that.
All right. In the last article, this driver assaulted. I can promo this, but basically just another person that assaulted a driver, and it just, this shit needs to stop. So I'm gonna play that, and then we'll kind of wrap. So.
Get out of my. Okay, I'm gonna report you. You're gonna go to jail. You're touching me now. That is abusing. Here you go. Here you go. I'm recording. Get out of my car. Get out of my car. You're a danger to me. You're hitting me. I'm gonna report your cop. I'm gonna report your cop. You're hitting me, huh? You're going to jail. You're going to jail.
Okay, well that was fun. And weirdly, in that video, whoops, that's me, big screen. That's gross. Weirdly, in that video, the sunroof was open. It was like raining inside. And did you guys notice that at the beginning?
I did not see that.
I always notice the weirdest shit in these videos, not the actual topic.
I was spending moments like going, she has the same water as me. How about that? That's like what I was zoomed in on.
Yeah, you
same
need
water
water brand if she has the same water as you. But it's just another thing of like, this is how you treat a driver. Like, I think you're just a piece of shit in life in general. Like, if you're gonna do that, possibly knowing you're on dash cam or whatever, you're just a giant pain in the ass. And
just get out. Yep.
He was calm too, and he knew what was going on. Like, you thought maybe there was that one moment where she stopped, and there was like a couple seconds of like, this might be ending, but then because he was so calm, I think that triggered her to get worse. And instead of like, he's like, you're in trouble, you're in trouble, you're in trouble. And his demeanor really, really irritated her to take it to another level.
Well, something happened before. That's what I want. I want to see, because what caused the situation? Why was he throwing her out of the car? What was going on? That's what I want to know. I want to know the story before the video that was shown.
Yep.
Yeah, you never get to see that, how it actually happened. It's so frustrating for the driver. And you always think too, when you're looking at the driver, why didn't you get out of the car? But there's something about your own property when it's your car that you feel like you should defend your property. Because I think I would do the same thing. I mean, I guess if it started hurting, if she started actually like causing me physical pain in my head, I probably would.
Right.
But there's something
you would have smacked her.
Like, I'm not afraid to hit a woman if she's assaulting me. I mean, like, I'm not afraid to hit anybody if they're assaulting me. I don't care who it is, even a 10-year-old kid. I'm going to knock your ass out. I'm sorry.
I think what needed to be said here is that Jason is really a gentleman. He is, and I'm not just saying he is definitely a gentleman. So that's not it. But he also is aware of when people are abusive, there's things you do not. I
have a lot shorter temper. I will admit that, and I have less tolerance for bullshit in my car. When I take my kids in this car, like, what the hell do you think this is? Like, everyone thinks like they can just do. I know, Mike, you can't relate, and I swear to God, you need to drive passengers once this pandemic is over. You need to feel
now you're making me scared. I don't want to do it. Now I'm hearing about how awful it is.
I love it. I love Kevin. And I got to say one more thing. Eddie, you need to contact us because we need to get you on the show.
Is Eddie a gig worker?
Oh, he keeps talking in. Eddie is
geez. Well, I'll say this, Eddie. Check out their podcast long term. You'll love it. If you like
Eddie says, mine, what would you do if a cat named Leon would attack you? Is that Leon, your guy that you have on the show?
No, well, this is so confusing. So my best friend's named Leon.
Yep.
Who I met in Virginia, and him and I are like brothers.
Yep.
And then I named my cat after him.
Oh,
and my cat's Leon.
I love that.
No, my friend's alive. He's not dead or anything. Okay. But I just thought it'd be funny if I'm like, I was really upset that my wife got a cat, and I was like really against it. And I was kind of being an asshole about it.
Okay.
But now, like my cat and I, who's passed out over here, now my cat and I are like inseparable. I couldn't love my cat more. Him and I are bros. So I love my cat. Shout out to Leon the cat.
Leon the cat. I'm not a cat man myself, but I think they're cute as hell. So,
if you see Leon, I know everybody says it, but I'm telling you, this cat would change your view on cats.
If my kids weren't so deathly allergic, it would be fine. But
yeah.
Anyway,
you have 2 dogs though, Jason.
Yeah,
so
I do.
You're a pet person. So.
I love my puppies. Yeah. All right. So, Mike, I want you to give your. What are you laughing at, Eddie?
Eddie says Leon is okay.
Fuck you, Eddie.
Okay. Oh man, you're gonna have words after this.
Oh,
so, Mike, I want you to promote anything you want to, even your Patreon. We appreciate having on. This has been so fun. Sorry to keep you so long. I don't want to edit this.
Nah, it's all good. This has been like therapy for me. I really enjoyed it. So thank you guys for coming on. For allowing me on. I appreciate that. Yeah. Mike Delivers Pod. Mike Delivers. That's my Twitter, Instagram. Mike Delivers Pod. If you want to follow me there. Adventures on the Road, and then Mike Delivers Podcast. You can find it where all major podcasts are found. And I go on there and just kind of do this thing, rant about stories from the road. Different people join me, friends, celebrities. Jason, you popped on with me for a little bit. We had a blast. And just talk about food delivery, talk about different shit that I see. And then also my wife and I review food that comes to us. And we kind of get a little background into our life, which has been cool too, because you think you know everything about your spouse. And we've actually learned a lot from that. And during the pandemic, we had nothing to do. So we just were like, let's talk about waffles from IHOP. That'll be fun.
I totally want to copy that, Mike. I want to do
it
thing. Like I think it would be so fun just as a little like side project to literally eat the food. No, I'm not copying you.
I mean, I'll sue you, but do it.
I don't see TM on your name, bro.
No, you should do it. It's fun. Seriously, it's
and you get to eat good food. One thing you brought up celebrities twice. I want to know the celebrities that you've had on your podcast.
Yeah, I just say that. I haven't had anybody. I just do that because it kind of lulls people in.
This is how when you're confident with stuff, people will believe anything.
I've had some fun people. Adam Richman, the Man vs. Food guy. I had him on, so he was a blast. The Sklar brothers, who are some comedians, I had them on. I'm a big basketball fan, so I've had some random NBA players come on that are like, I had one Detroit Piston, but I can't remember his name, and he got cut. He was played at Michigan too. Okay. So now I'm really doing a terrible job with the T's. Richard Jefferson, former NBA player, came on the podcast. So I've had a bunch of people. I'm probably spacing on some others. I'm not like It's not like coming on Mike Delivers. It's Brad Pitt talks about, does he get mayonnaise on his Uber Eats delivery? We find out. I mean, it's not like that. Right. So it's just, it's fun, and we've had some cool people. Yeah, some people from
Eddie says, what'd you say about Barstools?
Barstool Sports, I've had some people. Frank Fleming, if you know who that is.
No.
Him and I did deliveries together. That was kind of fun. So just
if you give Dave Portnoy on, I will never be like, you will be the bomb if you can get him on.
I've texted some people there because I used to work at CBS Sports, so I've got all these random connections. So I've kind of used that. But one guy, KFC Barstool, he texted me back. He's like, let's do something. And then I haven't heard from him in 18 months. So that's been kind of awkward. You look at your iPhone, it's like blue, 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 blue. Probably should give up on that.
Yeah, you probably should. Well, real quick, Eddie brought up food bracketology. Is that something that you're doing soon?
Yeah. So tomorrow, I'll unleash this, and this will be my project tonight. I'm having fun with that. My wife and I, and nobody's ever done a food bracket before. This is a completely original idea. We're going to take the 16 spots that my wife and I just have done orders from, and I'm putting them together. For example, it'll be like IHOP's Christmas pancakes versus Subway's Italian sandwich. And then we're going to do that. People can pick who they think. People will submit their bracket. Winner's going to get like an Uber Eats gift card. And then, my wife and I are going to pick the winners and see who can do it. So yeah, that's my little project for when we're done.
Why can't you think of this shit? Like we could have done something like that. What are you doing over there?
Absolutely nothing.
Exactly. All right, guys. Did you have to? Yes, I cut you off earlier.
No, I was going to mention to Mike that I had 3 Knicks players in my little Uber car once.
I hate the Knicks. This is a truth. I'm DVRing the Nets game, so actually I'm not gonna bring this up because Eddie will spoil it for me. He will.
It's too late.
If he wrote it in, I'd like legit don't tell me the score. That would piss me off. But I'm a diehard Nets fan. I'm from New Jersey. I hate the Knicks. I do a podcast with a Knicks fan, which is kind of cool. So we have like a good time because it's like 2 teams that despise each other. Well, who were the Knicks? I'm curious.
I don't know. I don't actually do
3 giant men in a Mazda. Was it Mazda 6?
Yeah, that was the time I drove. My
what year?
So this was in 16 or 17. But the fun part was at this time I was driving my small Mazda 3 hatchback as an Uber car, right?
Nice.
So it's a tiny car downtown, and these 3 7'2" black guys get in my little car. And I'm a big guy as it is. So that was the fun part of this story. We all sat like, but they were cool about it, and it was fun, and they were not going very far. But
they were the D leaguers because we did have a D league here for the
okay.
It's a small It's not the A league. No.
Like actually, I'm lying. It was a rec league team, and they were coming out of the gym, and
they were wearing Knicks jerseys.
No, I'm lying. It was actually 11-year-old. It was 3 11-year-olds leaving practice from middle school, and their mom couldn't go get them because her car broke down, and that's who I actually picked up. Yeah, and they were all 3'6".
Yeah, tell the truth, Jesper. All right, Mike, hang on the line as I sign off, guys. Thanks for listening to the Gig Economy podcast, and of course, check out the Mike Delivers podcast, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
And take your car to Irvines,
of course.